Are you trying to start a candle business but don't know where to start or what order to do things in? I get this question a lot inside my private coaching program. So today I'm going to break it down into the 3 levels that you need to make your candle business legal. If you haven't subscribed yet, be sure to hit that button and bell to be notified every single time we make a video on how to make and sell candles. But first, I have to put a disclaimer out there. I am not an accountant or an attorney, so I cannot give you legal advice. But what I can do is give you my knowledge from one business owner to another, based off my 7 years of experience and 5 of which we have sold candles. Okay, so level 1, I like to call the beginner level, okay? So we are going to put beginners there. And the only thing you need to get started selling candles, I'm going to abbreviate here, is a business name. Now, this is something that you don't have to be married to. You can change it later on. You're not concreted here. You're just at the beginner level, okay? So pick a business name that you want to stick to for now. And if you don't like it later on, you can change it at any point, okay? The second thing you need is a product to sell. So you need your candles, right? So if you don't already have your recipe dialed in, go ahead and make sure you go back up to that point, get something that you're proud of and you're ready to bring to the market, and then you'll have a product to sell, okay? The next thing is you're going to need a hosting platform, somewhere to actually sell your candles, okay? So in this level for beginners, most people pick Etsy, Facebook Marketplace, stuff like that, okay? That's totally fine if you're just starting out, but just keep in mind that is at the beginner level, okay? The next thing would be now this could be considered intermediate, but it could also be considered beginner level. And the reason I put it here is because it's kind of iffy. It's either one. If you are on Etsy or Facebook Marketplace or another place like that, it's built in. So they accept the payments for you. They accept the orders. They give you your cut, and then you're off, doing whatever you got to do. But if you want to create your own, you can use PayPal, you can use Stripe, you can use, there's several different other options on the market for beginners if they have their own website, right? But you don't have to have your own website like I talked about before. So the only other thing that you will need at the beginner level is a free email. So this could be yourbusinessname@gmail.com. It could be yourbusinessname@yahoo.com. You don't have to have a paid, upgraded version of your actual business name in an email form to start selling at this beginner level. You can do it with a completely free email account. Okay, so that obviously is going to be needed in order to start setting up your hosting platform and or your payment processor if you have one. But yeah, that's all you need. At the beginner level, you need a business name. And again, you don't have to be married to it. Product to sell, your candles. Place to sell them. And then a way to accept those orders. And then an email account to set those accounts up. Okay? So that's all there is at level number 1. All right, so let's talk about level number 2. Level number 2, I call intermediate. Okay, so this is obviously going to be more advanced than beginners. So most people go ahead and set up their own website. And domain at this point. Okay, so this could be Shopify, this could be Square, this could be WooCommerce, what's the other one? There's a lot of them on the market, right? So you take it from selling on Etsy or Facebook Marketplace to opening your own store or your own e-commerce store, right? And then with that, most of the time you buy your own domain, so it's yours, it's your footprint in the sand, and then you're off to the races. Now the next thing most people do is they upgrade from a free email account to a paid email account. Okay, so this looks more professional. So let's say you had before your business name at gmail.com, and now you have support at yourbusinessname.com. Looks much better for the customer, right? And, to the public. So you upgrade from that to that, and then you also get a business phone number. Okay, you can use, there's several different apps on the market where you can actually get your own business phone number without actually having to get a burner phone or a landline or anything crazy. Okay, so business phone is the next thing, and then business address or virtual office. Okay, so this would be basically an address for your business that you can accept mail, you can accept correspondence or anything like that for your business. So that way you have a front door outside of your front door, basically protecting you from the public, saying, I'm not going to put my personal home address out there on the internet, so this is my business address. And whenever we post all over social media, if they need anything, they can mail us at that location. Okay? The difference between a business address and a virtual office is just the type of actual building it's located in. So a business address that you buy online is someplace you can go pick up your mail, and you can, it's basically a box office kind of deal, but it's not USPS, it's not UPS. Now, a virtual office is a suite that you get assigned inside a corporate building, giving you more credibility with your actual address, not having that box number attached. Okay? And next, but optional at this level would be business insurance. Okay, so you can get business insurance before you're an actual registered business as a sole proprietor. So a lot of people ask me that question, like, do I have to get everything registered before I get insurance because they're worried about liabilities with candles, which is, obviously something that you should worry about when you are selling candles. And the answer is yes, you can get it before you actually register your business, just to cover your tail. If you're making, a few sales here and there, and you want to, make sure you have that protection in place ahead of time before you're ready to actually go full in and create that registered business. You can get insurance as a sole proprietor. Okay, so that's level number 2. We got your own website and domain, a paid email, so you look more professional to the public, business phone number, so your customers can reach you, business address, so that way they can mail you, or you can accept mail for your business and not have to post your address all over the internet, your home address. And then business insurance, again, is optional at this level, but a lot of people opt to go ahead and get that as a sole proprietor, just so they have that protection while they are selling their candles. Okay? If this is giving you any clarity, hit that like button. Also, comment below. What level are you currently at inside your candle business? All right, let's go talk about level number 3. I like to call this level all in. So you are fully committed. You're ready to take your business full time and commit yourself to making it work. Okay? So the first thing, obviously, you got to register your LLC. Now, a lot of people decide they want to stick with a sole proprietor. This is why I don't recommend that. If you're going to start a business, you need to at least have an LLC at the very minimum, simply because you're not going to be taken seriously from the banks. And if you ever want funding in the future from the banks, you're going to want to make sure you have at least an LLC. Okay? They do not take sole proprietorship seriously. They think you're dabbling, and they're not going to lend you their hard-earned money. Well, hard-earned is questionable, right? It's the bank. But okay, so next thing you're going to need is a registered agent inside your state. Now, this is someone that protects your LLC if there's any kind of legal correspondence that comes against your LLC for whatever reason, knock on wood, that never happens. We've been in business for 7 years, and knock on wood again, nothing's ever happened in that situation. So it's just someone that is kind of like your appointed lawyer to protect you if anything comes against you or your business, okay? After you have those two things, you're going to need to get your EIN letter from the IRS. Now, this is 100% free. You can go to irs.gov to go ahead and get that letter, but you have to have an LLC first, okay? So a lot of these steps have to be done in sequential order. You're going to need, obviously, an address, an email, phone number in order to go register your LLC, right? And then once you have your LLC, you can get that registered agent. Once you have that, you can go ahead and get your EIN, all right? The next thing you want to get is a business bank account, okay? So this will obviously keep the business transactions separate from your personal transactions. It makes your tax life a whole heck of a lot easier for your accountant. And then another thing to note on the business bank account, you have to do that in order. So you have to have your LLC and your EIN in order to open a business bank account, okay? And then after that, if you don't already have business insurance from being a sole proprietor, I would recommend you go ahead and get business insurance at this point. And then if you already have it, like I said, as a sole proprietor, go ahead and notify your insurance company and upgrade your documents to say LLC, okay? And last but not least, or any business licenses that you might need inside your state. Now, obviously, it's going to be 100% dependent on your state, what kind of licenses you are going to need in order to manufacture and sell candles. Okay, so do your research, do your due diligence, and go figure that out. If you're going to sell in public, for example, then you're going to need a vendor's license, right? So there's just little things like that. Most of them aren't very expensive, but do your research and figure out what license, if any, do you need for your actual state to be selling, manufacturing and selling candles, okay? If this feels overwhelming and you'd like a business coach to help mentor you along the entire process, helping you not just get set up, but set up for success and make candle sales along the way, I would invite you to book a call with me, not someone on my team, where we can talk about your candle business goals and see if you're a good fit for my candle business coaching program. Click the link in the description below. And if you just want more information about how to make candle sales online, I created a free candle selling class, and you can also find that link in the description below. Other than that, be sure to watch our next video.